just because I remember their existence. The voice of Chad, whom I really loved, or thought I did, it was a real nightmare that came true. So I wept out all the pain from my heart and wished they would all go to hell right now, until I realized I wasn't alone in the bathroom. Voice, quiet, soothing, comforting. Was it weird? No one ever wanted to comfort me. Even my parents always said that crying is a weakness, and if you get hit, you have to fight back until you win. But for some reason, the voice made me feel warmer inside. If all this frustration or pain had never happened, I would have been the first to laugh at myself for what happened next. But I was so overwhelmed that for the first time in my life, I just wanted to be a teenage girl who knew what human warmth was. I stepped out of the booth. I just wanted to see that person who was brave enough to go against all the school to support me. Well, this was a real defeat. My GFs are definitely not capable of such a thing, and I know their voices perfectly well. So it was someone else. Someone who wasn't afraid to stand alone against everyone. And it was Dora. She was sitting on the floor outside the door, humming something about support, friendship, and pony for some reason. Sure, who else would be more supportive than the toilet queen? She always tried to play the saint. I started yelling at her that I didn't need any support. Not from her, at least. Instead of leaving, Dora just stood up from the floor and hugged me. She hugged me so tight, as if she really cared about me. And for some reason, I hugged her back. I don't know how long we stood there. I didn't even know what was going on or why I was letting Dora touch me, but the hysteria in my head was gradually calming down, and the warmth of Dora's embrace was so pleasant. I even noticed she wasn't as smelly as when we used to laugh at her. She didn't smell like anything bad, except a little laundry detergent. And then this happened. Flash, and a click of the camera. I pushed Dora away and turned around, but there was already no one at the bathroom door. It definitely wasn't my day. First Chad and his friends, now this. And the most annoying thing was that I had no idea who took the picture of me and Dora hugging, and whom I needed to kill now. Dora was facing the entrance, but even after I tried to shake the answer out of her, she refused to admit who she saw. She said she closed her eyes. Why would anyone in their right mind close their eyes when hugging? Okay, as for me, I was crying, that's why I did it. And she's such a fool. At first, I even thought it was such an insidious plan to devastate my reputation because of the explosion in the lab. But then I realized Dora herself was in shock, and she was also a victim. If I still have a little reputation and respect for my classmates left, then Dora would only stay alive after a photo with our hugs would be eliminated. I didn't care about Dora's problems, though. It's her own fault for getting into my problems. I was more concerned with what I should do now, and how to get my reputation back. I hoped everybody was still afraid of me. That's why they won't do anything stupid to me anymore. But the next day, it turned out I hoped in vain. The photo with our hugs already went around the school. It was unrealistic to track down and destroy the person who made it. Everyone had it, and the shot was taken as if I wasn't sobbing on Dora's shoulder, but, like, I was kissing her. And, of course, Chad immediately used it to humiliate me even more. He spread a rumor I refused to sleep with him because I like girls and not boys, and I was a lesbian. It reached even the teachers, who immediately called my parents. I had absolutely no idea how to stop it. My parents would definitely kill me. Hey everybody, if you haven't seen the previous episodes yet, I recommend you go back and watch them. I'm Anna, and recently I started hating photos because one awful photo was the beginning of the end for my reputation. Gossip always spreads like wildfire in our school, quickly and inevitably. I used this thing myself a lot when I wanted to destroy my competitors, so I knew exactly how it worked. I just didn't expect my popularity to be turned against me this time. I was too famous and popular. Too many people were afraid of me. Too many people were watching my every move. Before, I was all cool, enjoying my glory and keeping a poker face. From time to time, I even gave the guys something to gossip about myself, so that no one would forget about me. But when this happened, I lost everything I literally had in one evening. Everyone found out how I first sobbed in the toilet, and then hugged there with a mean leader of the school. From first grader to the principal, everyone knew knew that, of course, this news reached my parents. I wanted to tell them everything myself, but then I didn't want to say anything because I thought I could do it on my own. Then I got so confused when they told them that it was too late, and it was terrible. They came to the school, looked at the photo, and didn't say anything to me. Not a word, not a glance, not a single emotion. That's when I really got scared, because my games seemed to be over. You see, my parents are the kind of people who don't care about people around them, or what's going on around them. They can ignore the worst, if it's done for a big purpose. They taught me how to walk on the heads of others. But all these rules didn't apply to reputation. Reputation was a great thing. It always seems to me that their reputation, filled with power and money, always came in the room before them. Well, between a vacation on the Caribbean islands,
Is she rich?
With business partners, and me, they would never choose me. I'm an unlucky person, a loser, a mockery. And it seemed that this photo, which made me famous throughout the school, was the last straw for them. My head was pounding with memories. You must comply. Tears, pain. I don't understand why she's such a loser. Slamming the door, darkness, tears. You must listen to what they tell you. You must obey the rules. You must always be the best and not be ashamed to your family. You must, you must, you must, you must. How many times have your parents locked you in a dark closet until you could smile all the time? How many times have you been reprimanded for a failure? As for me, I don't know, but it wasn't enough. Always. No matter what I did. And then I went to high school. I became popular, and I became the person they always wanted me to be. I hounded those who were weaker and smaller. I blackmailed and I deceived. I set up my rivals to get them out of my way. Did my parents like it? Yes, they did. They started to praise me, give me some gifts, and notice me. They were even proud of me, telling their business partners about me, taking me to parties to feed their own vanity, so that I could learn their art of manipulation. I liked beautiful dresses and hairstyles of men and women at the parties, and I was happy to have expensive gadgets. But what made me really happy was the fact that my parents really noticed me. I became the queen, and I believed in myself. I relaxed. I missed the moment, and here I am again. Nobody. This stupid story with Chad, an even more stupid one with a photo in the bathroom. Here we are back again, just like I said before. All these thoughts were flashing in my mind when I got into the car in silence. And then we drove home, without saying a word to each other.
I hear that
I even
too.
held my breath sometimes, because any movement I made could distract it all. At home,
like what?
hell opened up in front of me. My parents didn't shout, shouting as unworthy of me. No, they didn't read this.
No! What is this thing still? It's not Marshmallow. What is this? How am I supposed to know? What?
They were very good at it. Because I probably didn't even think during the entire meal. As it turned out, I shouldn't have done that. Because then, my mother called the servants and ordered them to lock me in that awful room. No one really asked me anything. The butler, my dad now began, suddenly grabbed my elbow and led me upstairs.
Are you ready for the intro?
Then we just left alone in the room.
You want to do this?
On the other side, looking at the end, I didn't expect anything to do with this.
Just stop. What is it? No!
But it was a shame. I didn't deserve it. I didn't know all this had happened. I fixed it. But they didn't give me a chance. But the room I was in was small and empty. Just a bed and a nice clean full walls. It didn't even have a window. And I wasn't supposed to have any light in the room as I was home. No books, no cell, nothing. Just me and silence. As I was standing in this room, I suddenly became something like a bed.
Alright guys, so today we're going to be reacting to our first ever YouTube video.
So I hope not to repeat my previous bad experience. Again, I hoped in vain. Because being in the same room where I'd had my worst nightmares as a kid was just as bad as it used to be. And that was even scarier because I knew exactly what I was afraid of. I had no idea how I was going to keep from going crazy in the darkness. I didn't know how long I had been sitting in this room or how much time I had left. No window, no lights, nothing. I counted the time when the butler arrived at the door with a jug of water. He always came at the same time in the morning. He put the jug on the nightstand and took me to the toilet, but then he came 2 more times.
It's okay,
And
Hannah.
first, in the evening,
Something's in your
he also
ear.
took me to the toilet.
I have it too. I have it in my ears all the time. Like, I'm not even lying right now. On God, I have them in my ears. I don't have them in my ears, but I hear them. Like, all the time. Like, I'm not all the time, but once in a while I hear them.
This helped me to hold on.
Like, I hear something in my ear buzzing. Or something like that. And it's coming from that corner wall. And it's buzzing, and it's coming from Mommy's room buzzing. Like, I hear it everywhere. It's going bzzz. That's not the thing.
This was my crime and my punishment.
Yeah, I know it's saying bzzz. It's like there's a bee.
A fly to me?
It sounds like a bee.
He said,
To
"Your
me.
mistake cost you your reputation.
To me,
So there
to me.
won't be any more mistakes."
To me, it sounds like a
To
fly.
announce my punishment was over.
Bees,
But
well,
it
not
was
only
just
bees
a
can
round
buzz.
of lectures and
I
humiliations.
know.
And then I decided I would never dare do it again. I raised my voice to my dad. I I've achieved a lot for myself. Even if I made a silly mistake once. And I definitely didn't deserve such an attitude. Being outraged, I even cursed my dad a couple of times. And then demanded a chance to at least fix everything. Honestly, at some point, I even thought I was just going to be removed by his guards. Well, a guard, a forest, a shovel, that's all. But Dad suddenly, there it is. He merrily blew in my face. I forgot what I was shouting about. No one in my entire life had ever seen emotions. I was completely mad with wealth and power. It turned out I did everything right for the first time. Of course, when my dad had finished laughing, he scolded me again. He told me not to forget where I belonged, and that he would only forgive me once. But anyway, he's glad I had finally grown my teeth, and was ready to achieve my goals the way he taught me. I couldn't believe it. Just like that, all I had to do was follow his command. But that wasn't it. He gave me a condition. I'll be part of the family again. I'll even be forgiven for my mistake and won't be locked up again if I regain my popularity at any cost. My dad didn't care how I would do it. He gave me carte blanche and promised any help. But the thing was, I had to punish the offenders and regain my popularity and fame. In fact, it sounded simple. Before Christmas, there was going to be a ball where the principal would choose the Winter Queen as always. Last year, I was the undisputed Winter Queen. This year, I expect to repeat my triumph.
This is just another battery wrapped in something.
However, because of such a punishment, I wasn't able to participate in the most important thing, campaigning and distributing leaflets. But I still hope the whole ridiculous story of the disgraceful photo how Rick was forgotten. The ball was the next day. So I briefly outlined my plan to my dad. Asked him to show up to my own party after the ball.
Cause once we
Last
go
year, after I got
out,
all
we're
my
not
votes,
going
I
back
just
to
organized a secret party where everyone would go if I won. And I already turned around to get ready. But my dad said he and my mom would come too. See for themselves if I was able to do it. And if not, well, my fault. The idea of the ball immediately ceased to seem so wonderful. But I had no choice. Tomorrow, I would just have to do my best to win. Hello, everyone.
Stop
Before
that
watching this episode,
little
make sure you've
sound.
already watched the previous
The
ones.
thing that you cannot say, how can we express it? The real consequences. Yes, I forgot you lived in do. Yes, I forgot you could be one to make us happy to make us happy, nothing that you do is wrong too. Ain't no one wastes the time on their devices. And then I won't disappear. Guess I'm nothing but a chore.
Yeah.
What are you drawing?
Maybe you should use smudge in this area.
We've all heard the phrase, as still as a
Fine,
statue.
don't smudge
Thus, we
that
may need to
together,
relook
let's
at that
just
phrase
smudge the
because
black
some statues aren't all that still.
a bit
Statues are normally made of concrete, stone, or plastic.
And
Thus,
I have a
amazingly,
good
many
idea to
statues
make
have
it-
been caught on camera moving. From a statue
I'll
parade
do
float that
something, and
moves to a statue
also,
that
if you
cries
don't like
real
it, I'll
tears.
delete it, okay?
I'm Charlie, and today we're going to look at mysterious
don't worry,
moving
it'll be quick.
statues
It's
science
only
can't
with the hair,
explain.
though.
Before we get into
I'm
it,
not
why not
deleting the whole hair,
subscribe and
though.
press the
I'm only
notification
deleting
bell
the
too.
strand I
Jesus
made from hair.
Eyes.
That?
This video was captured
No,
in Coahuila
the mini
de Zaragoza
strand
in
I'm gonna
Mexico.
make.
In 2016,
thin
a tourist
strand
was
I'm gonna
inside a
make in your
church
hair.
in the town.
Tell me
in
if
the
you
video,
like
you
it.
can hear people
Can I do
praying
it?
in the background.
Hold on.
But when the
Okay.
camera moves over to the Jesus statue, its eyes move. The cameraman showed this to the people who run the church. They actually called it We've all heard the phrase, as still as a statue. But we may need to relook at that phrase because some statues aren't all that still. Statues are normally made of concrete, stone, or plastic. But amazingly, many statues have been caught on camera moving. From a statue parade float that moves to a statue that cries real tears.
Real tis.
No.
Can I try this strand?
We've all heard the phrase, as still as a statue. But we
Okay.
may need to relook at that phrase because some statues aren't all that still. Statues are normally made of concrete, stone, or plastic. But amazingly, many statues have been caught on camera moving. From a statue parade float that moves to a statue that cries real tears. I'm Charlie, and today we're going to look at mysterious moving statues science can't explain. Before we get into it, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too. Jesus Eyes. This video was captured in Coahuila de Zaragoza in Mexico. In 2016, a tourist was inside a church in the town. In the video, you can hear people praying in the background. But when the camera moves over to the Jesus statue, its eyes move. The cameraman showed this to the people who run the church. They actually called in an investigation team. They tried to work it out and make the statue move its eyes.
Those eyes look kind of creepy.
It was captured in Coahuila de Zaragoza in Mexico. In 2016, a tourist was inside a church in the town. In the video, you can hear people praying in the background. But when the camera moves over to the Jesus statue, its eyes move. The cameraman showed this to the people who run the church. They actually called in an investigation team. They tried to work it out and make the statue move its eyes again, but they couldn't. However, they did analyze the footage and they realized it's not fake at all. The man had not even moved the footage off his camera onto a computer to edit. Do you think this is a good sign, maybe a miracle, or do you think it's bad?
Sorry. I just need to draw the eyelashes and color in the eye.
Okay.
I
Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay.
She's gonna have green eyes, okay?
Okay.
Daddy gonna have green eyes. Daddy gonna have green eyes. Daddy pictured all in their eyes. Daddy got green eyes. Daddy got green eyes.
Is that
Daddy got
me?
green eyes. What? What? Wait, say it.
What is that repeat?
This video was captured in Coahuila de Zaragoza in Mexico. In 2016, a tourist was inside a church in the town. In the video, you can hear people praying in the background. But when the camera moves over to the Jesus statue, its eyes move. The cameraman showed this to the people who run the church. They actually called in an investigation team. They tried to work it out and make the statue move its eyes again, but they couldn't.
Jesus will open his
However, they
eyes.
did analyze the footage and they realized it's not fake at all. The man had not even moved the footage of his camera onto a computer to edit.
So
Do you
creepy.
think this is a good sign that maybe a miracle? Or do you think it's bad that Jesus' eyes are moving over to this camera? Personally, it would really freak me out. Egyptian statue. We all know that ancient Egypt is full of mysteries. Many things are still unexplained, for example how the pyramids were built in this way. And there are even tombs which have never been opened inside the Great Sphinx of Giza. But all of those mysteries pale in comparison to this Egyptian statue. This very small 10-inch Egyptian statue can be found at Manchester Museum. One night, the museum's surveillance team caught something strange happening on camera. During the evening when the museum was open and also when it closed, the statue was moving all by itself. Now, most people did not realize this because it moved so slowly. It's like watching the hour hand on a clock. You don't see it moving in real time. But as you can see from this sped up security footage, it clearly is moving. The statue is of an ancient Egyptian named Ned Sanu. It's over 4,000 years old, so maybe it's got some kind of ancient Egyptian curse. There's clearly no people or contraption moving this statue. That's because it's encased in thick, reinforced glass. Jesus Parade. Sometimes during religious processions and parades, people bring along statues of holy figures. This is exactly what's happened during a procession in 2016. It took place in Saltillo, northeast Mexico. As you can see, this statue of Jesus appears to be blinking and moving its head around. This was during a parade which was going on thanks to a Catholic holiday. All of the people at the parade and people who saw it online were stunned, and many said it could be a miracle. I'm not sure if a moving statue of Jesus is a good sign or a bad sign. What do you think? Some skeptics online said it could be an optical illusion, but this does not look like an optical illusion to me. The creepy thing is, the movements look so natural, almost as if the statue really has come to life. Blinking Buddha.
Did you just go smoke?
Buddha statues can be found all around the world. The Buddha is a very holy figure in Hinduism. Well, in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia,
Because if you did
several
go
Buddha
smoke, that would
statues
probably
have
be
been
the
seen
reason.
moving. This took place inside the Pujan Service
I said if she
Center.
did go
They were
smoke, that
blinking,
would
but also
probably be
moving
the
their
reason.
hands, their mouths, and chests. Amazingly, they also appeared to be emitting some kind of light source somehow. The miracle was witnessed by over 100 people who were at the service center. They were going in for regular prayers, but did not expect to see this miracle take place before their very eyes. These Buddha statues are made of metal and then gold plated. So there's no way to put a mechanism inside this to make it move. Do you think the statue or perhaps the miracle
Wish my drawer was not dirty. Mommy, I know you'll get better. Just think positive. Darla, she thinks positive, it's okay. Bro, that's the prettiest thing I've ever seen. Wow, thank you.
I'm just extremely stressed out.
You shouldn't work at the
I'm
job.
having anxiety so often.
Why do you have anxiety from the job?
Hmm?
Why do you have anxiety from the job?
Job stress, no.
How?
It's so dumb. The people are so annoying with yelling at me.
Maybe you can tell them that you're stressed. Why would mommy do that?
Probably gonna have to talk to them.
Maybe you can
Sorry.
tell Donna.
You guys would have to give me some time off this place.
Her name isn't Donna, her
Or else I'm
name's
gonna
Donna.
quit either one, because my health comes first.
Mommy, her name isn't Donna, her name is Dunny. Dummy, I mean. I wish I had a voodoo doll. Why? So I your dreams ain't gonna come true. You think that's
Like, it feels like it's anxiety. So that's not great.
Get a fully functioning website for your business. Right phone with the Wix app. So download and open the Wix